Welcome back to match 1. This is Oldmanpoole. We won the dice roll, and we'd love to go first. Okay, perfectly reasonable hand here. We've got 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, and some colored raptors. Not our worst sort of middle gameplay either. So let's keep this. I think this has got as good a chance as any to get there. So if I'm my opponent, I see Miss Krulok Charles, I'm definitely thinking Merfolk, but I don't think this is a terrible card to play if you are trying to enable raid too. Go to attacks here. He's got a Slash of Talons, I'm pretty sure he uses it. Ooh, he does. I guess I shouldn't have shown him my mountain then. Oh, it looks like he used it either way. Okay, let's play our Shaper's Apprentice. Definitely a little bit less exciting if it's not a flyer, but I don't think you play around Slash of Talons there either. Ooh, white-blue. Raptor Companion. Seems not unreasonable. Ooh, okay, that's a pretty good play. Let's swing at our Shaper's Apprentice. We'll certainly offer a trade, and then drop Rigging Runner and Sun-Colored Raptor. Okay, opponent just taking it here. I am okay with that. I think we're probably on the we just never block plan with this deck. Just empty our hand as quickly as possible and try and run over our opponent. Ooh, no extra land is not good for my opponent. Guess let's swing with all 3 of these here. We're gonna have to get the Raptor Companion out of the way at some point. My opponent's stuck on lands, so we gotta, I think, try and take as much advantage as soon as possible. I think if I'm my opponent, I probably block the Sun-Colored Raptor. Okay. Shaper's Apprentice, I think that's not unreasonable too. I think I would block here just because we probably still have threats we want to deploy, and this potentially represents a lot more damage later on in the game. Yeah, I think that's a better block. So this makes me think, do I want to either get in for a little bit of extra damage and wait on the Death Spitter, or do I want to play the Death Spitter this turn, hope he doesn't have a follow-up? I guess let's play the Death Spitter, hope no follow-up. Yeah, that's definitely a better block for my opponent, I'm pretty sure. Wow, another Slash of Talons. Okay. And my opponent, despite only having 2 lands, has dealt with our deck quite effectively. But if he doesn't have anything left, we're still hitting for 5 a turn. Looks like he has missed another land drop. Riverwise Augurs. Be okay draw. I guess we should play that first. If we find like Island Dive Down, we'd like to have it. Ooh, or Island Sea Legs, as it turns out. So I guess let's draw the Buccaneer's Bravado, and then the Mountain. So we're gonna put Mountain on top, and then Bravado on top of that. Although I guess Sea Legs doesn't actually buff up any of our creatures. It just helps remove defenders. Yeah, Sea Legs actually is probably pretty bad in this deck. We do have some flyers, but not tons, and actually mitigating my opponent's damage is less exciting. I mean, it can let us trade up sometimes. I guess we're only playing 1. Still not real exciting, though. I think this is a better defensive card for sure. Slippery Scoundrel. I'm happy to see that here. And that's actually not something we can target with our Sea Legs. It will let Buccaneer's Bravado will let us get through, though. And our next draw is just a land. This takes my opponent down to 7. I'm going to use the Bravado. This guy alive. Oh, opponent concedes. Wow, okay. Hey, we picked up a game with this mess of cards here. I guess it helps when your opponent can't find land drops on time. What are we changing? Yeah, Sea Leg seems bad, especially if my opponent is playing a good number of pirates, which blue-white I think is not unlikely to. I guess Admiral's Orders. Not terrible. I think the Foundations did look okay against my opponent. Not super exciting. Maybe we do just want a Horncrest. How many dinosaurs do we have? Like 2? If we have a dinosaur, it's pretty good. If we don't, it's pretty unexciting. And I guess it's kind of expensive for our curve here, too. Alright, I guess he can stay Sea Legs. What a mediocre card, though. Well, I'm not confident that we're going to get the chance to take another game here, especially given that I think we have to mulligan this hand. We've got to just kind of hope we have a good start. This is better. Good and keep. Sure, we'll put that on top rather than find another land. Yeah, I guess that's okay. That gives us a turn 2 play at the very least. And I guess we want the Storm Tamer more late game, so start with the Herald. I think both are likely to be able to swing in. Interesting. Just white-black this time. Traveler's Amulet. Ooh, I wonder if my opponent's playing some sort of Sailor Means sort of deck. Yeah, I could definitely see it being like a treasure-based deck and trying to get to Ascend with things like Slippery Scoundrel as a finisher. And Mountain's not great there. Swing with our Herald. I would not be surprised at all to see this run to a Slash of Talons, but there's also not a whole lot we can do about that. Yep. Oh, no, Traveler's Amulet. He was just playing with me there. Finding Island. So, Esper Treasure looking deck-ish thing. Well, we know he's going to hit his third land drop on time. Fell Flagship. Okay, that's pretty spicy. Interesting. So you can play a creature next turn and swing at the Flagship, and then we have to discard like a mountain, potentially. Not a huge cost, but it is, I mean, it's a little bit of a something. On the other hand, if you swing at us, that means we have a good attack back the following turn. I'm going to swing with both of these guys to play Swaggering Corsair. Headstrong Brute, I guess, could be a contender. Actually, maybe the Brute is better. I think it's likely one of these guys will be able to continue attacking going forward. Making us discard a card I just don't care that much about. On the other hand, the Brute, I guess if we play the Brute, if we play Swaggering Corsair and he has a creature, it just kind of negates the Fell Flagship, because he can't, or one of those two creatures, because he can't swing with the other. So I think I actually do kind of like the Corsair, just because the Headstrong Brute can't block. This is also nice, because even though I think if we're not triggering Raid later on in the game, we've just already lost, there's always the chance that we can't enable this going forward. So if he goes in with a Fell Flagship, I'm pretty sure we just take it. That's a pretty aggressive line, but I think I just care about my creatures more than I do about the land. Yeah, I think that's okay. We'll track my opponent down to 12 here. He does get a free card out of the deal, but that just doesn't hurt us that much. And now we have a way to keep the pressure up against our opponent. Headstrong Brute's also fairly nice against vehicles just in general, as it kind of requires 2 creatures to set it up, and that Menace really can't punish that. Ooh. Well, I was gonna say Dive Down almost makes me want to play the Suncolor Drafter and block, but I think we're still just all about getting in for damage. Let's swing with all these guys, and then play a Headstrong Brute. Do we care enough about that? I think we do. Just dive down here. And then we'll play Suncolor Drafter. And it's very possible we lose our Headstrong Brute this next turn. I don't know, maybe we should trade with the Fell Flagship. That is a free Mind Rot. Guess it's not free. He is using up a couple of plays to utilize it. But let's see, say you play something kind of average here, something that doesn't get stopped by those attacking. We are threatening 8 damage, no, 9 damage. It's a lot. Looks like he is going to steal our last card, which is fine. Rip Headstrong Brute. You're a good card. I could see this line not being correct. Maybe it was a little bit too aggressive, but... Ooh. Dead-Eye Rickholder is a nice one, certainly. Gonna bounce the Raptor, maybe? I'm not sure. The Corsair is more mana efficient. We're kind of tight on mana. That's actually, I guess getting rid of the Corsair is nice, because then it's tough for us to swing with the Suncaller Raptor, because he can just steal the Corsair thereafter. I guess we'll just swing with these two, and then play the Corsair again. Yeah, that was actually a pretty good turn for my opponent. We are going to be out of cards here, so we can't get any more advantage from his flagship in that sense, but yeah, that was fairly solid. We have a 5-turn clock just with our hard-to-block creatures, and Suncaller Raptor is likely to get in for at least a couple of points. Well, flagship did some work, though. Interesting. Gotta swing in with it. Ooh, coming aggressive, taking us down to 7. 1, 2. Okay, so we actually don't quite have lethal. Although we also have no good blocks, really. We could just trade with the Rigcaller. I think we just take it here. If we find anything that chump blocks, getting in for a big hit here is nice. He has a, Prosperous Parach or something here, we just get blown out, but likely we can block next turn if we need to, too. That's not hasty. Alright. Let's attack with everything. See what my opponent's got going on. We can swing for 9 as it stands right now, so we're just short. I think we're just gonna hit for 6 here. Opponent, I imagine, has some sort of interaction. Might be Divine Verdict. That's one of the reasons why you keep up that much mana, I think. I think if he shoots something, we kind of just have to take it, though, because we're dying on defense. Okay, unwilling to go for it. So that might mean that we have a good turn from a mana perspective, which is nice. Alright, Rowdy Crew. Do I hear a 5/5? Come on, Rowdy Crew. King of Variants, King of Variants. Alright, oh well. Riverwise Augur and Crashing Tide. Sea Red's nice, though, because that actually means that these two are lethal on their own. If you can remove the Rowdy Crew, I guess we lose, but I think that's still our best line there. Yeah, if we find like a land this next turn, that actually might be our best draw. Okay, you didn't remove the Rowdy Crew pre-combat, so I'm happy with that. This forces a block. We go to 4. Let's see what follow-up he has. Nothing. So that means he thinks Divine Verdict is still most likely. Let's see. If we play Sea Red on like the Herald, that lets us keep up this. I guess the Storm Tamer works, period. So I guess actually Sun-Colored Hunters just hits for more damage. One says he misplayed. Okay. I don't really know what to take from that. I think we're still just swinging and going for lethal here. We swing with the Raptors. That's lethal on its own. Schwagen Corsair plus Mistcloaked Herald's also lethal. And we still have the Storm Tamer available. I think he's got Divine Verdict. I think he was just too passive last turn. I don't know, though. He has something for sure. It's hard against the Siren Storm Tamer, though. This just blanks a lot. Flash of Talons. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely sacrifice. And, I mean, we're going for it. He has to kill 2 threats, though. He's only got 2 cards in hand. I think I've got him. Which is crazy. Again, this deck did not feel very good. But the first game, my opponent got pretty mana screwed. So, oh, Bright Reprisal. Okay. Divine Verdict sideways. Hey, we got there, though. Yeah, I think not using one of those 2 effects last turn was a pretty big misplay by my opponent. He just missed his entire turn of lands, so Like, it was a pretty bad tempo play in a matchup that was all about tempo. Well, cool. We did manage to get there. Like I said, I'm as surprised as you guys are. But I'll see you guys for match 2.